Right now, jurors at home before deciding the penalty phase of the Jodi Arias trial. Court officials sent them home following a bomb threat to blow up the courthouse just a day after the guilty verdict was announced. Meanwhile, Arias is spending the weekend under suicide watch following a bizarre interview she gave to a local TV station where she announced she wanted the death penalty. Joining me now, Arizona Republic reporter Michelle Yahili. And Michelle, thank you for joining me. So the jury apparently has these few days off after this man threatened to blow up the courthouse. What are you hearing first up about this?
Well, the bomb threat we heard about the day after the verdict. He threatened over Twitter that he had planted some IEDs inside the courtroom where the verdict was read, and the sheriff's office tried to track him down, and when they did, he continued to tweet threatening messages against the officers, and so they booked him in jail on a felony charge related to terrorism, and that's the latest that I had heard on Thursday.
Okay, let's get to this really bizarre interview, because she told this local TV station she welcomes the death penalty. It will give her freedom. How did people in Phoenix react to that?
You know, she has said that before to the investigators, and she has said that if I had killed Travis, I would much rather die than spend the rest of my life thinking about that. But that interview that she gave to the local Fox station right after the verdict, that was very powerful, and people reacted very strongly to it. They were thinking, does she really mean it? How is this going to play out in the penalty phase? Is the prosecution going to use it against her? And is the jury going to listen to her? And most of all, does she really want to die, or is this a reverse psychology? Is this a mind game? How is the jury going to react to this if it gets brought up in court? And those are questions that are still being asked.
Yeah, I know, Michelle, that you've been watching this trial. I mean, give me your just gut check on this, the extent to which people listen to Jodi Arias and take her for her word, or even will give her what she claims she wants. Or do you think they're going to consider this, or cast that aside and figure out what they think is best for her?
You know, that's a very good question. The jury has been very sharp, and they have been asking very pointed questions. And, I mean, you know that they gave her the first-degree murder. They found her guilty of premeditated murder, and 7 of the 12 jurors found her also guilty of felony murder. And they're not exactly fans of Jodi Arias right now. And, I mean, the people on social media, fans of Travis Alexander, supporters of Travis Alexander clearly have very strong feelings against Jodi. And a lot of people have called her out for her lies that she had told earlier on, when she said that there was, you know, at first she said that she didn't kill him, she was never anywhere near Arizona. And then she said that she was there, but then there was a robbery that happened, and, you know, it wasn't her. So these are lies that she has told over and over and admitted to telling. And so people don't really take her for her word. I guess not the jury either, based on the questions that they have asked and kind of called her out on.
You know, one thing I've not heard a lot about is her family and their reaction to all this. What do you know, if anything, about that?
You know, I know that her mother and sometimes her aunt and sometimes her grandmother have been in court to support her and be there for her. And I remember I was there when she took the stand for the first time in her own defense, and she was there talking about her childhood, her abuse that she talked about from her mother and her father. And her mother was sitting there in the front row listening to her daughter talk about how she had abused her when she was a child. And she has been very solemn. You can't see any emotions on her face. Even when the verdict was read, her mother was very stoic, and everyone else around her was crying, but I didn't see her crying. And it's been very hard to read the family. They haven't wanted to talk to us except for a distant family member, and they've mostly just been there for support and not talk to anyone.
All right, well, from the Arizona Republic, Michelle Yahili, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Why a joint replacement will cost you $5 grand at one hospital and $200,000 at another. A stunning new report on hospital charges next.